Hey guys, it's Avery, and today I'll be telling you guys everything you need to know about buying a car and all the steps you need to take before you make the big purchase. Buying a car is a big step, so I'll walk you through the car buying process to make sure you get the best deal possible. I'll go through the steps of financing a car versus buying a car with cash and go over which one is the best option in the long run. When it comes to buying a car, you generally have two ways to go about it. You can either finance the car, which means you pay it off over time, or you can pay cash, which means you buy the vehicle outright as if you're picking up a new book at the bookstore and handing the clerk a $20 bill. Now let's talk about how to buy a car with credit. The first step is to do your research. You need to narrow down what kind of car you want based on what you like and the car's features. Some features include safety, size, cargo space, and reliability. It all depends on what you want and what you need. Step 2. Plan your financing. Now that you have a general idea of the make and model of the car that you want, it's time to find financing. Think about whether or not you want to buy the car new or used and figure out a financing option that works best for you based on your income and credit. Don't borrow more money than you are able to pay monthly. The third step in buying a car with credit is to make sure you're taking your time. Make sure you're taking your time when finding and buying the perfect car. Now that you have a better idea of your price range, start shopping around for selection and dealer prices for your particular car choices. Do not rush out and buy the first car you see on an impulse. It's better to exercise some patience and be sure about your choice. Shopping online and in person is a good idea so you are able to compare prices with other dealers and make sure you get the best deal on your new car. Be sure to test drive the car before you make any decisions or payments. Step 4. Negotiate. Now it's time for some negotiation. You want to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck, so once you found the perfect vehicle for you, you may want to try and negotiate for a price that you feel is fair. You're not obligated to accept any offer. Be polite and stand firm with the price you have predetermined from your budget. You can let the dealer know that you are shopping around with other dealers or sellers. This will help them really consider your offer. Just make sure you negotiate a price that you feel is fair and don't accept any offer that you are not comfortable with for your budget. Step 5. Take precautions. Once you have the car chosen, take your time with all the paperwork. If you are buying a used car, get the vehicle accident history from Carfax and get any and all paperwork regarding the maintenance history. Also, it's a good idea to get the vehicle inspected by a neutral third-party mechanic. The cost of an inspection is well worth the comfort level knowing the vehicle is safe. Be mindful of feeling overly pressured. This is a big decision and you should proceed at your own pace. Step 6 is to determine a payment plan. Getting a lower monthly payment isn't always the best route. Sometimes a dealer will simply increase the number of months on your loan in order to lower your monthly payment, but that often means you'll pay much more in interest over the life of the loan. Be careful about ending up in car loans that last 6, 7, or 8 years. That's a long time to have a car payment. Also, be careful about additional extras like extended warranties the dealer may try to include at the end. There are many online car loan calculators you can use while trying to determine your best option of payments. The final step to buying a car with credit is to determine your other costs. Costs like insurance, gas, oil changes, ongoing maintenance, license plate fees, and more. In Indiana, the registration fee costs anywhere from $21.35 to $30.35. The average insurance cost is about $666. There is also a title fee of $15, which is what you have to pay to legally transfer the title from the previous owner or dealer to you. Gas prices will always vary, and so will the cost of oil changes depending on where you take your car. Oil changes can range anywhere from $20 to $100. Make sure you have added all potential costs into your monthly budget. Once everything looks good, you're ready to buy your car. Now that you know how to buy a car with credit, it's time to learn the steps to buying a car with cash. These steps are very similar to the steps to buying a car with credit. The first step to buying a car with cash is to save up the money. If you don't already have the money on hand, start setting aside money from each paycheck for your new car. If you struggle budgeting on your own, there are many apps to help you budget and save. Step 2. Research. Just like buying with credit, you need to research the type of car that is best fit for you and all of your needs. You also need to determine if you prefer a new or used car. The third step is to calculate the total cost. Once you have a car in mind, research how much you need to have saved in order to avoid financing. Consider costs such as the cost of the car, sales tax, registration and licensing fees, insurance, and more. Now on to step 4. Negotiate. Once you've saved up enough money, it's time to visit the dealership or private seller to negotiate a deal on your new car. When negotiating with a dealer, keep the conversation around the price of the car rather than financing. Avoid mentioning that you're paying upfront in cash. Sometimes dealers offer better deals to customers who pay with in-house financing because they can make money off interest. If they push you on financing, give a vague answer. Only tell them you'd like to pay in cash once it's time to pay for the car. If you're buying from a private seller, you can be upfront about paying in cash, since most private purchases are made in cash. But make sure you've done some research on the value of the car you're interested in so you can get the best price for your car. And finally, the last step, buying your car. Once you've negotiated the price, it's time to make the purchase. Buying your car with a cashier's check is generally more secure than paying in actual cash, and a lot less of a hassle. Most dealerships don't accept cash, and a cashier's check gives you a record of the payment. You can get a cashier's check by visiting your local bank. Most charge a small fee, typically around $10 or $15. These can take a couple of days to process. If you want to pay your dealership faster, consider a wire transfer. These are typically more expensive but can get the money to the seller the next day. Now that you know the two ways to buy a car, you may be wondering which is the better option. In many situations, paying with cash is the better option than paying with card, but when it comes to buying a car, that's not always the case. When interest rates are low, financing is most likely the better option. If you're given a rate as low as 0, 1, 2, 3, or even 4%, you should think about financing your vehicle rather than paying with cash. This allows you to keep around extra cash that would otherwise be tied up in your car, and you can instead invest the cash and earn a high enough return to cancel out your interest payments. Sometimes there's another good reason for financing a car rather than buying it with cash. You can get more car for your money. For example, if you only have $5,000 to spend on a new car, you can purchase a used vehicle for $5,000 in cash, but it will likely be an older car with higher miles and few modern gadgets and safety features. However, if you use that money as a down payment, your possibilities will increase. Suddenly, you'll be looking at cars that cost $10,000 or even $20,000. You'll get more safety features, more equipment, and better long-term reliability. So, the next time someone tells you that you should try to pay for your car with cash rather than a loan, just remember, sometimes having a car payment can be a surprisingly smart financial decision. Now it's time to go purchase your car. Whether you're paying with cash or credit, you're ready.